Hello guys, welcome back to my channel where we get to understand ourselves more better than anyone else, from the inside to the outside. So for those who are new, my name is Charity, so welcome. So today we are going to see how can you use your heart and your mind to make decisions. How can you combine both of them in your decision making? Let's get started. Let's take example of a king and his advisor. A king has a heart and his advisor as the brain or the mind. For instance, at a certain time, a king needs to make a decision. The advisor can give the king the suggestion, maybe we could do this and this. But still, that does not mean the king will take that decision as a final decision. Sometimes it is possible, but sometimes also the king sits down with himself and make decision by considering the people, because he cares about the people and he wants the people to feel needed in that community. So all of this we take back to our scenario. Here we have the king as the heart and the brain as the king's advice. So when you want to make a certain decision in your life, there are two things involved there, the brain and the heart. Or how do you combine these two in making decisions? There is a saying which says a good heart is better than all the heads in the world. Let's take an example. You want to decide which business you want to start, and you have some options. You want to start hair business or you want to start clothing business. Your heart wants to start a clothing business, but your mind recommends you to have a hair business. You decide to go with the clothing business regarding your heart. The business now runs. In the mid of the process, the business went down, completely down. But because you decided with your heart that you want the clothing business, you will stick to that. You say, okay, fine, I am very down at the business. I don't know where to start again. But you'll not have that regret that much because it went down. You'll find peace within you that you can pick up yourself and start fresh. And that energy is within you because you have it within, from the deepest part of your heart, that I want this clothing business. On another case, maybe you go with hair business due to your mind, and during the journey of the business did not go well, and then you start blaming or you start to regret, oh, actually I did not like the hair business. I did not want to start the hair business. I thought it would have a huge profit. But the result was the vice versa. Because you decided with your mind without considering what you really want with your heart, that the pain will be more and more, because in your head you think the business will go well, but you don't have the energy to start again because the business was not in your heart. It was just your mind and logical stuff that you want the business. So at the end of the day, the business did not go well, and you start regretting that maybe I could have went with another decision, maybe I could have done different stuff. But when the results are positive, everything is fine. So we see the impacts of this decision when we have negative results. When you want to decide, you need to combine the two. But at the end of the day, the heart needs to accept, to feel very relaxed and feel very calm with the decision that you are making. You need to pay attention to that, because the pain which you experience when the results are negative and the decision was not made by your heart is more painful. But when it is with your heart, you have that internal power, internal energy to say, it's fine, I'm happy that I decided this from the deepest part of my heart, and I'm happy going through this way. Let's have this reminder. They say sometimes the mind is the voice of doubt, but the heart is always the voice of need and peace. So when you listen to your heart, you give yourself a higher chance to remain at peace, to remain at what you need, what you really want, because you get the chance to know the deepest part of you. I just need this as the decision. You use your heart to decide. That's the best part, because you'll not consider all other logical stuff by using your mind as a conclusion. You'll use them to help you decide what's best from the deepest part of you. What happens when you decide with your heart? You'll be very much fulfilled by your decision. You'll be having that internal energy within you that, yes, I'm going to do that. Because that's actually what I need. Because heart is the voice of need. And it will result to less regret. Go with your heart. Because you'll be able to deal with negative things which will come on your way. You'll be able to have that energy to start again. To keep going on with what you started. You'll have less chance to have blames. You'll just say, this is what I decided. This is what my heart really needs. This is what I felt very okay with. Also, when you decide with your heart, you'll be very easily with yourself. That you can forgive yourself. You can be able to let go. Because we have a lot of things. They just torture us and don't let us move on with other stuff in life. Because we have this higher regrets in our hearts. It was not the right decision. That's why you keep on regretting and regretting. It takes time to heal, to overcome the situation. So let's avoid this part and just let's go for what our heart needs, for what your heart really needs in life. Just stick to that. You have to trust what your heart tells you. I remember me and my sister, when we want to decide something, we just talk to each other and say, what do you think about this situation? When one say, honestly, I think my heart needs this plan. We both in the same situation, our heart tells us to go with this plan. We push it and we go for that decision because we trust that decision is the right choice that we make. And what happens when one among us does not feel right with the decision? Or give ourselves some time to think about it and to see what we can do about the situation. So I experienced that and I feel it's so important because when you decide with the heart, you feel completely happy. You feel relieved. You feel that you made a completely good decision. You are not in doubt like, oh, I'm not sure that this is the right decision. Oh, maybe it's not. You just say, yeah, well, I decided that. I feel that's fine. I am more comfortable with the decision. So fine. Because nobody understands what's going on within you than yourself. So you have to decide what's best for yourself from within you, because that will lead you to have that energy when things go wrong. You know where to start and you have less blame. You don't find someone else to blame. This advisor has to report to the king, let's do this, let's do that. What do you say? What do you think? And the king has to decide, making consideration of a citizen. You are your own citizen. When you are own citizen, your heart is your king, and the king decides according to what are the needs of the citizen. So your heart will never disappoint you. And when it will, you will know where to start. You will know where to pick yourself up. You will know where to say, come on, I walked to this far, I can walk another round, accomplish this goal. I believe every one of us has that time when they say, my heart does not feel right according to this decision. I decide, but I'm not sure about that. Because it's not your heart, babe. When it is your heart, when someone asks, say, yeah, I decided that. My heart tells me that I need that. I have to go this way. No, this is my path. I believe that this is the right path for my heart needs that. Give that. So you can have peace. You can have more fulfilled life. You can have that relaxing environment for you to keep on accomplishing your goals. When you go around the bush, you will not go straight, because in the mid of the journey you just change it. This is not it. But when you go with your heart, you are sure. Nothing is strong than something which comes from the heart. We should love with our hearts and we should decide with our hearts, considering what the mind says. You need to listen to it. You need to collect some information, some data. You need to evaluate the situation. If I do this, maybe it will result to 1, 2, and 3. But do I need this? Do I need that? This is a part of our hearts that we need it or we don't. So let's choose careful. Everybody has his or her own way of deciding. Find this video helpful, subscribe to my channel, because here to rediscover and to rebuild ourselves from the scratch. And you will enjoy the process, because we are into it, babe. We are into it to express ourselves more and more. And I believe you are one among the people who is very, very courageous to take time to yourself and to understand you. So this is the right place.